In the fast-paced world of fashion retail, a company must be able to react quickly. Timely and accurate distribution of merchandise is critical to meeting changing consumer demands. In March of 1989, Merry-Go-Round Enterprises, MGRE, moved its corporate offices and distribution center to a new facility in Joppa, Maryland. The facility consists of 195,000 square feet of office space and 750,000 square feet of distribution center. In 1992, the distribution center processed 34 million units of merchandise. For 1993, the facility is projected to handle over 53 million units. In the busiest week to date, the center shipped over 1.1 million units, and management projects the facility could handle up to 2 million units in 1 week. During the next few minutes, we'll take you on a brief step-by-step tour through the distribution system and its computer support systems. The truck yard is accessed by 49 dock doors, 24 receiving, and 25 shipping doors. From this centralized distribution center, Merry-Go-Round Enterprises ships to 1,500 stores in 44 states. Receiving is the first step for the MGRE distribution process. Merry-Go-Round Enterprises receives goods from a vast array of vendors, both domestic and abroad. When merchandise reaches the receiving dock, the purchase order number is checked by line item against the merchandise receiving system to ensure the order is valid. The merchandise is removed from the trailer, separated by purchase order number, and placed upon standardized slave pallets. The shipment is then staged onto a series of floor rollers. After the shipment is completely offloaded, a barcode representing the shipment is generated for each slave pallet. This barcode uniquely represents each pallet, and its generation is the opening entry to our location and process management systems. The merchandise will fall into one of 3 categories: flat, hanging, and case pack. The merchandise is removed from the receiving area by pallet jack. The driver will perform both a pickup and put-away procedure with his handheld radio frequency terminal, or RF terminal, as the product is relocated to one of several processing areas. The appropriate merchandise management systems will automatically be updated with the new locations for all product on each pallet, as well as a detailed history of its movement. We'll begin our trip through the distribution center by first following the flow of our flat merchandise. Our distribution center was designed with a combined effort from SDI Industries of Pacoima, California, and Merry-Go-Round Management. The primary processing of flat merchandise is accomplished through the use of the SDI Space Saver system. The multi-tiered Space Saver minimizes square footage requirements over a conventional flat system by utilizing dead air space, and provides tremendous increases in productivity by bringing the work to the employees. The flat unpack area begins the entry into the Space Saver system. As the product's barcode is scanned through the use of the handheld RF terminal, the system will continue updating the product's location and processing status. The cartons are placed on a conveyor leading to a second-level unpack area. When the shipment arrives upstairs, a merchandise handler checks the paperwork and separates the shipment by style, size, and color. The cartons then flow on gravity rollers toward unpacking stations. In the flat unpack area, merchandise is transferred into open plastic tote boxes, and its location is entered into the locator system. The merchandise then begins a journey through checking, marking, picking, packing, and shipping. When the merchandise is ready to be transferred to the checking area, a material handler is directed by their handheld RF terminal to the correct location to release the product. Specially designed carts transfer the totes from the gravity rollers to power conveyors, which are all under the control of the Automated Routing and Control System, or ARCS. ARCS will scan each tote and associate the tote's unique barcode license plate to the product being handled. The new association of totes to the product will be monitored through all the processes to ensure its integrity and proper handling. All of the computer systems are controlled by the Distribution Center Management Control Center in our central computer room. The primary systems are supported by multiple compact System Pro file servers supporting fault-tolerant operation. In the checking area, we verify that the merchandise has been received accurately against the purchase order and pull a sample piece from each style and color. The samples are then sent to our allocations department for full inspection. Approximately 70% of the merchandise received in our distribution center is pre-ticketed. This pre-ticketed merchandise heads straight to the wave sort area for distribution to our stores. The remaining 30% goes to our ticketing area at the bottom level of the space saver. The tagger removes the tote from the space saver, places the tickets onto the garments, then sends the tote back into the space saver. The product then proceeds to the wave sort for distribution. The function of the wave sort is to divide and route a distribution of clothing to one of 8 induction stations or to our backstock area. The labor-intensive and error-prone tasks of distributing and packing flat and hanging merchandise has been solved by the sortation control system and its integration of the flat and hanging sorters. With its reliability, high speed, and quiet operation, the sorter system means virtually error-free distribution. We have 8 induction stations, each servicing a block of 100 stores. A barcode attached to the lead tote represents the distribution of the merchandise. The operator scans the barcode then removes the merchandise from the totes and places it onto the sortation trays. The trays transport the merchandise and drop it into the holding chute for a specific store. We drop the flat merchandise into a chute rather than directly into the shipping box to prevent overflow conditions and ensure the purity of the sort. A packer will come by and place the merchandise into a carton with the store's barcoded address label. The carton is then pushed onto the conveyor line leading to the shipping dock. Flat merchandise that will not be shipped is routed to the backstock space saver. Totes are automatically placed within this system by an inbound fixed track transfer vehicle, or FTTV. The FTTV is controlled by the Automated Routing and Control System using wireless networking technology. When it's time to release the merchandise from the backstock area, a separate outbound FTTV will be directed to withdraw the goods. If the product to be withdrawn is located in the center of the holding line, ARCS will release and reroute the unneeded product to an alternate holding line and send the needed product to the wave sort. All of the product's movement occurs without human intervention, and change of locations is closely controlled by the systems. We save energy in our distribution center by turning on our conveyors one system at a time with our energy management system. This reduces the amp draw on the building. Conveyors are shut down by the energy management system when not in use. An advanced diagnostic system keeps its finger on the pulse of the system. Motors that fail or are about to fail are reported by the system to the maintenance department for repair. The diagnostic system also tells the maintenance staff when to do preventive work according to the running hours on each motor. This will vary from system to system, largely because of the energy management system. Hanging goods comprise 26% of the goods handled. The hanging merchandise is handled in a similar manner as the flat merchandise. Boxes are placed onto a carousel and sorted by style and color on separate gravity lines. The merchandise is then removed from the cartons and placed on trolleys. Full trolleys are sent up to the second level of the hanging system, where they're located by handheld RF terminals. The checking and ticketing function take place together. The goods are verified against the purchase order, samples are pulled, and if necessary, tickets are applied. When distributions are received, they are taken from the hanging goods platform to one of 4 hanging induction stations. At the induction stations, the operator verifies the identification of the product, then scans the barcode representing the distribution. The operator will then introduce the goods onto the hanging sortation system. The hanging merchandise flows to the packing area on a monorail hook sortation system that will automatically drop merchandise onto a rail in front of the store packing carton. A packer will take the merchandise and place it into the same store box as the flat merchandise. We pack our flat and hanging merchandise in the same carton to make optimum use of carton space. The case pack area processes all pre-packed, pre-ticketed merchandise that can be sent out in the vendor carton. Merchandise is checked against the purchase order in the same manner as the other processing areas, and a sample is pulled from every style and color. A label is made for each pallet that is received. The computer will dynamically reserve a space in the pallet rack for each label made. During the reservation, the system makes all attempts to keep multiple pallets of similar product contiguous. The fork truck driver scans the label on the pallet with his RF terminal and is directed to the proper pickup and delivery station. A turret truck picks up the pallet from the pickup and delivery station, scans it, and takes it to a specified pallet rack location, scanning it in when he arrives. The turret truck senses a buried wire within the floor and steers itself. Every pallet location is located adjacent to a power conveyor. This allows us to address as many distributions as are available. The distribution information comes in the form of barcoded labels, one label for every carton to be shipped. The distributions are controlled and monitored by the system, ensuring proper handling of priority shipments. Once the label is put on, the carton is placed on a conveyor that leads to the shipping sorter for distribution to the outbound trailers. Cartons of flat and hanging goods headed to the shipping sorter will first pass through one of 4 semi-automatic tape machines. The cartons flow to the shipping sorter where the barcoded store address label is read by an overhead scanner. The scanner reads the store and carton number and directs the carton to the proper shipping lane. The carton is automatically diverted down a chute and onto a conveyor that goes directly into the truck. The carton information is transmitted to a computer and stored until the time the bill of lading is printed. In an 8-hour day, we have completely processed the merchandise for a total of 1,500 stores. From this central distribution point, goods are on their way to our stores in 44 states nationwide.